I'm coming from future. I went to buy food, fruit, and vegetables, but I couldn't find anything. It's quite strange, isn't it? However, I remember it was about phosphorus. But why phosphorus is important for food production and how we get it? We have different sources for different elements. For example, oxygen is in the air and phosphorus in phosphate rocks. That's why nowadays we do mining operation to extract phosphorus from phosphate rocks and make fertilizers. We use these fertilizers to grow plants and produce food. As you know, all foods come directly or indirectly from plants. Lack of phosphorus limits the growth of the plant in a way that without phosphorus, we cannot produce enough food for the whole world. Phosphorus is so important that we cannot replace it with anything else because it's the backbone of DNA. And DNA is the basis for the life of humans, animals, plants, and even small bacteria. Simply, no phosphorus, no life. But what is the challenge? The challenge is that phosphate rocks, as the source of phosphorus, are limited and non-renewable resources. It means that if we consume them by current rate of population growth, we will run out of phosphorus in the future. But we are all dependent on it. In Norway, like many other countries, we don't have phosphorus reserves. So we need to be smart. When something is limited and non-renewable, then we should recycle it and reuse it. I think it's so important that even Shakespeare mentioned it. To pee or not to pee? Because without recycling phosphorus, there is no being for us. This is the question. How to recycle the phosphorus? We should recycle it from where we waste it. If we think well, everything that we use, drink, and eat will end up in wastewater. But wastewater has many impurities. How is it possible to take the phosphorus out of many impurities in the wastewater in a way that we can reuse it for food production? This is an interesting story and the topic of my research. To do this, I start my everyday in the laboratory, receiving the wastewater samples from Trondheim, even Stavanger and Oslo, and running experiments. And amazing bacteria and chemistry are my tools to recover phosphorus from wastewater. If you want to know how I'm doing this, then you need to wait for the second part. Takk for meg.